Hey, we're up in Ouray right now. I'm gonna show you the kind of entry-level quintessential build with where you should start on a Toyota 4Runner. This is a 5th gen. We get a lot of people that kind of have weekend warrior builds. It's their daily driver, but they want it to be more capable, whether that's fire roads, or if you wanna come up here into Ouray and get a little bit more rowdy, we recommend starting with this setup. This is my wife's vehicle, and we are on a trail here just outside of Ouray. You can tell I'm in the San Juans. It's insane up here, but there's a lot that we're gonna do to this vehicle soon just to be more off-road capable, but this is kind of the best place to start. If you're thinking about kind of getting bigger tires on your vehicle, if you're thinking about maybe off-roading a little bit more than you can with a stock 4Runner, then this is gonna be the build for you. So this is a 2020 4Runner SR5 Premium. The SR5 basically means that there's no locker on the rear diff, obviously not one on the front either. This is really a daily driver build, like I said, and this lift kit that we put on here accounts for about half of the lift kits that we do at Mountain Yoda's total. It's tried and true. It's one of the highest values in shocks that you can possibly get. And it starts in the front. These coilovers are 2.5 inches in diameter. So it's 0.7 inches wider of a diameter in the shock body than what's on your stock suspension. Another cool thing about these Bilstein 6112s on the front is that it is adjustable height. So you can go between 1 inch and 3 inches of lift in the front. And the only thing it's really missing is a remote resi, but with the 2.5 inch diameter, you have a lot more shock fluid in there, much better performance, and you have more travel in the front end. They ride great, they're built really strong. Bilstein's been making shocks since the late 1800s, and we like to pair these up now with Dirt King Tubular upper control arms, but this 4Runner has SPCs on it. SPC used to make really good stuff. I hope they get back to it. They had a really hard time for about the past year with warranties on these ball joints. What's cool is these ball joints are easily replaceable, but they started having bad batch after bad batch of ball joints. And so right now, until we know better or hear otherwise, we're not selling SPCs anymore. In the rear, we like to match up the Bilstein 6112s with these 5160s. Bilstein 5160s are a 2 inch diameter shock, but they have a remote reservoir. On a 4Runner, these are piggybacked, so it's right in there. You can still see them poking out there. The lift height in the rear really depends on which springs you put on the rear. This 4Runner has 3 inch Icon springs in the back, and they pair up nicely with any 4Runner lift. If you're going to get weight on the back, this 4Runner is going to get a Winworks dual swing out soon. And in preparation for that, it's always a good idea to think about what armor, how much weight you're going to add to your truck when you're calculating your spring rates. That way you don't have crossover labor. Like if you put a lift on your truck and you know you're gonna put a bumper on there within 6 months, make sure you account for that. But overall, this lift kit, 6112s, Bilstein 5160s, Icon springs in the back, SPC upper control arms. It rides great as a daily driver and performs really well off-road for more mild stuff. Obviously, if you're gonna get super rowdy, we're gonna talk you into getting something better than this, but you can't beat the price. Installed this lift kit, including labor, taxes, shipping, and an alignment out the door, you're at $3,600. You just can't beat it. So on a stock 4Runner, if you're gonna do a 2.5 inch lift like this, then you can fit 33 inch tires. We like the Falcon Wild Peak AT3Ws. They have a 3 peak rating, so they're great in the snow. The only trade-off is they don't look super great on the sidewall. It's not like hyper aggressive. It's a daily driver all-terrain tire, but it does perform well off-road. It's an E-rated tire, so there's 10 plies. If you get C-rated, you're gonna have 6 plies. Make sure you bump up to the E-rated tires so you get 10. It'll help you with punctures, sidewall protection. They last a lot longer too, and these tires will actually last for 55,000 miles, and that's what they're warranted for. These Falcon Wild Peaks are a 285/70/17, which is just a little bit under a true 33 inch tire, and they're wrapped on these Method race wheels. We love Methods, quality stuff. These have bead grip technology. These particular Methods are like a deep dish, and it has kind of a faux bead lock ring on there. It's a -12 wheel, so if you see the tire just barely poking out a little bit, the more negative you get on your offset with wheels, the wider your stance is. You're at about a +30 stock, so you're an 1.5 1 3/4 inches wider than stock on each side. If you've seen any of our stuff, you know we love Sherpa Equipment Company for roof racks. This is a Sherpa Crestone rack, and this is the original Crestone, so it's super heavy duty. We do have an FSR Aspen Light Sci Edition tent that can go on here, but Sherpa just put out a Sport Series. It's a little bit cheaper. They're using thinner materials, and it's not intended necessarily to run rooftop tents or a lot of weight on top. In this case, we could run any rooftop tent that's on the market because the original Sherpa racks are just beefy and meant to carry a lot of weight. Moving forward on this truck, we are going to be putting the Windworks bumper on the back, like I said, but it needs rock sliders. If you want to do anything beyond simple trails, fire roads, really moderate off-roading, you should absolutely have rock sliders on your vehicle. This is about to get them. We're also going to do a Viper cut in the front and a low pro bumper as well. And she'll be all ready. I think we're probably going to leave it right about there unless my wife wants to get really crazy with things. But yeah, this build, if it's a moderate off-road trail like what we did today, something very scenic, not a lot of big rocks, it's not a rock crawler, it's a daily driver, weekend warrior type of build, and it performs great. It is the best bang for your buck on the suspension. 33s are kind of the best all-around tire size. There's no need to re-gear. There's nothing major you need to do to run 33s. You don't even have to do a chop if you're running the suspension. So there it is again, kind of the best setup if you want to get a little bit more off-road capable, get bigger tires and have better ground clearance. It's a great place to start. Don't go any lower than Bilstein 6112s and 5160s. Don't do 5100s, don't do a block or spacer lift. This is proper suspension, and good wheels and tires will get you a long way, even without armor. And get out there and enjoy.